You know this is deep if I'm disabling the comments on a video. That's because, honestly, I believe I know what to expect after seeing things for over the past year and making YouTube content for like 6 years. I'm essentially, if I'm speaking to anybody here, it's Halo fans. Halo fans. Oh, man. Doing that quotation mark already. There's a lot of people, a lot of Halo fans right now that are just dropping any ideas of talking about Halo, even just talking about Halo anymore. I'm not even just talking about Halo Infinite. I've literally seen a message or quote or two of just literally saying, I'm done with Halo. And it's not because of necessarily just 343. It's a Microsoft situation that happened today, that they had to lay off about 10,000 employees, which is terrible. That's just absolutely terrible. There's no getting around that. I usually like to focus my content on good stuff. And that's why I usually don't do stuff like this, because I like to build the hype. And today, a bit more serious conversation, because, yeah, 10,000 employees being laid off, there's nothing good about that, except that the business gets to keep continuing kind of a thing. And I don't mean that in a, yay, we get to make money way. I mean that in a way that just businesses have to do that, unfortunately. Corporations have to do that, unfortunately. And that amount of people luckily didn't even equal more than 5% of the work staff, or was like about 5% of the total work staff at Microsoft. So in the grand scheme of things, when you look at it on paper, it's not that bad. But still, for those 10,000 people, it's awful. It's very awful. And hopefully they all get their severance packages and stuff. But it's obviously, it's just not a good day. But in this moment, there was also some Xbox side of things, because Microsoft isn't just Xbox, but that's what we like to talk about. And people from the Coalition, people from Bethesda, and people from 343 had to get let go. Including, or potentially including, the man himself, Joseph Staten. Joe Staten is a guy that a lot of longtime Halo fans or bigger Halo fans were very excited to hear was going to not only be jumping into Infinite and kind of course correcting it after the July demo back in 2020, but they were also excited because, like, oh, it's one of the OG Bungie people. He was like the narrative lead and the What If the Phones Rang guy and the creative director for ODST. Like, he is one of the core Bungie guys. He is going to make some awesome stuff happen. And here's one of those statements. Whether he did or didn't, oh boy, is not exactly clear, but he absolutely helped. He 100% helped. Absolutely. And there's even an interview with him on IGN's podcast, I believe it's Unfiltered, where there was an interview with him one-on-one with Ryan McCaffrey, their lead guy for Xbox there. And even during that interview, he was like, I mostly just was making sure the staff was taken care of. Like, that was my big job. Every now and then they'd ask me a little thing that I would like, okay, how do we make this fun? But for the most part, I'm just kind of making sure everybody's well taken care of. And because of that, maybe that's why their production slowed down, but it's because Joe wanted the team to be in good condition to make the game that he is a big fan of. And the reason why people are so bitter on Twitter right now, all I'm seeing on Twitter, and even from content creators that I really respect and admire and appreciate, before I say some controversial stuff, please remember, you can screen clip, just make a clip out of this. I respect the hell out of certain content creators out there. You are literally inspirations to me. Thank you very much for doing all the content you do. And a lot of them and fans, including people in my community, are just literally saying, I'm done talking about Halo now. This was the last nail in the coffin. Joseph Staten, the creative head and former Bungie guy from the Halo games, is now leaving his position as creative director and moving to... He's still going to be an Xbox, though, and he's basically going back to his previous role. Bonnie Ross asked Joe to get on the team to help with Infinite for a bit, and now he's just going back to his previous role, and he's still with Xbox. But Joe is a big Halo nerd. I saw that in person. I didn't get to meet him, but I saw him play Pictionary when I went to the Halo Championships, and I met some people at 343. Got to talk with the sound designer there too. And I got to meet some of these content creators. It was a fantastic experience, and it gave me insight on how hard game development is. It gave me insight about the true the fans of the community. And I'm going to say right now, the controversial statement: if you are willing to just not only stop playing Infinite, I understand. I question that, if you have fun with the game, then what's the problem? But I get it. But seeing some fans literally go, Halo content is dead for me now. Halo, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I am now going into my cryotube. I question the reasons you loved Halo, and if literally you not having your way with the franchise if that is the reason that you are going to let it go, I want you to take a step back and remind yourself why you love this franchise. And I'm not saying to forgive anything, but I'm just questioning, are the people that are left after this the fans that are just embracing their love for Halo? Instead of talking about their love for Halo, are the fans that are left for this the ones that just have the most love for the franchise that they aren't willing to let it go? They're not the ones forgiving everything. Just because, another controversial statement, just because you purchased Harry Potter or the Hogwarts Legacy game, that does not mean you are supporting other things. That's an entire other topic, but that does not mean you're supporting other things. That is my opinion, but I totally can get people disagreeing with that. I totally understand that. And I totally can, get people leaving Halo because of this news, but I just personally do not agree with that. And if there are the fans out there, they're on the fence, or they enjoy the gameplay of Infinite, or they recognize that Master Chief Collection is the epitome collection of all things that you love about Halo. It's literally the Bungie games. It's some of the 343 stuff. It's the community stuff. It's even deleted content making its way into the game. And if you're willing to say that Ultimate Collection of Halo stuff you don't even want to associate with that, I question how much of a fan you are. That's my bold statement. And I know that's going to make some people leave this channel. I know making bold statements like that, disabling the comments, because I admit I'm a coward. If I disable the comments, that means you are a coward that can't take me explaining myself to you. You are emotionally weak because you realize you cannot take, people bashing your opinion. I admit you are correct. I'm not going to deny that. I am happy to see your tweets in response to me. And I know that this might piss off a patron or two of mine, the people I value so much in this community because they make this content possible. My motto: be geek, be proud, be awesome. If you love something, just own that love for it and find the people that are enjoying it like you are. There's a movie that I forget the guy that plays Ted in How I Met Your Mother. And I forget the actress's name, but she literally tells him, stop complaining about the things you hate and gush about the things you love, and life is so much freaking better. And for now, I enjoy the gameplay of Infinite. I'm excited for Season 3 coming around the corner. And it's neat to see that they admit, they're looking into adding PvE to Forge mode. And Certain Affinity is working on something for the game. And it sounds like the campaign team took a hit. But are they working on something? Probably not, after seeing some of the stuff that Jason Schreier is reporting. But that stuff excites me, because Halo Infinite is a good game to me. It's not a complete Halo game. It's the first early access Halo game we've gotten. And I haven't talked about it much because, quite frankly, the community has made Halo so much more annoying to deal with than 343 have. Because I've always felt this is a game made by fans that they have finally gotten right, that just is not in the best hands with Xbox right now. They are the ones, in my opinion. I blame Xbox more than 343. That's another debate that I'm sure people will disagree with me with, absolutely. But when you make that studio have to create a new engine for this game instead of using ones that are tried and true out there, their mistake. But all I'm saying is, if you enjoy something, enjoy it. And if there's bad news about it, obviously, if your dog died, you're not going to get a new dog right away. But I'm just saying, if you love dogs, don't let that dog passing stop you from loving dogs. It'll hurt. I get it. It'll hurt. And you're going to have to, adjust for a bit and take a moment to mourn. But if you love dogs, love dogs. And if you love Halo, then love Halo. I love Halo. I've loved Halo ever since 2007. I was introduced with Halo 3. So I've loved it for almost 20 years. Okay, not almost. It's more like 15 years. And I'm going to keep loving it. And normally I would ask, what do you think about this? But right now, I already know what you think about this, or I'm assuming. But if there is the positive folks out there, feel free to shoot me a tweet. And if I angered any of my squad on Patreon, I have like a Halo squad on there. I really appreciate you guys. And I totally get if I might have upset you and content creators out there. There's literally names that I can shout out, but I just know if this reaches them, I'm probably talking about them because I literally saw it from, seems like every single one of them. And I am wishing you the best of luck on not doing Halo content, period, if that's what you're doing. But if you're a fan of something, don't stop being a fan of it because it's not going your way. Stop being a fan of it because I don't even know. It's hard. That's a hard question for me. This is a deep video, so I'm going to wrap it up. And I will see you hopefully in this was a bad week, but hopefully next week will be a good week with that developer direct.